Hi, I'm Mike Semel, a Cmmc certified assessor. Today we're going to dive into the realities of Cmmc Level 2 compliance on the manufacturing floor. We're talking specifically about Controlled Unclassified Information, known as CUI, and exactly how it flows through your manufacturing organization. For defense contracts that include CUI, contractors must have achieved Cmmc Level 2 at the time of contract award. Before we start, you might be wondering why you're being forced to comply with a new cybersecurity requirement. You aren't being forced to do anything. Your company has chosen to provide products or services for the military or other government agencies. In exchange for taking government money, one of the requirements in your contracts, which you accept voluntarily, is to protect the information shared by the government. The cybersecurity requirements aren't new. They've been in government contracts since 2017. Audits revealed that defense contractors were ignoring the cybersecurity requirements to protect CUI, so the Cmmc assessment process, which is new, was developed to prove your compliance before being awarded a contract. Cybersecurity is critical to protecting our warfighters. Our adversaries target defense contractors to steal data so they can copy or attack our planes, ships, submarines, missiles, and satellites. Here's an example of a U.S. F-35 fighter jet and the Chinese copy made from plans stolen from a U.S. defense contractor. It doesn't get more real than this. Let's start with the basics. What is CUI? In plain terms, if a file, drawing, document, email, or piece of data came from a defense contractor or the military, and it describes how a part is built, tested, or used, it's very likely CUI. CUI was defined in 2010, but documents have not been consistently marked by the Department of Defense, now the Department of War, and prime defense contractors. A lot of defense contractors believed they were not receiving CUI when they were. Now that Cmmc is rolling out, the Department of War acquisition managers are making sure that specifications and other documents are being marked as CUI. In fact, we've seen situations where the Pentagon required Cmmc Level 2 just to see a solicitation. And here's the most important thing to remember. Missing markings do not make CUI safe, and missing marks do not remove the protection requirement. A drawing received from a Department of War customer doesn't lose its protection just because someone forgot to mark it as CUI. If you aren't sure if you have CUI, contact your Department of War contract manager or your prime contractor. Until you're told that information is not CUI, assume it is and protect it accordingly. To understand how CUI spreads through your shop, you must understand the Derived Data Rule. This is the concept of inheriting controls from original documents as they pass through your process. The protections flow from the military to prime contractors to subcontractors. If you work with your own subcontractors, you must flow the requirements down to them. When a prime contractor or government agency provides CUI marked specifications, that CUI status automatically flows from the source document to all created subdocuments. If it's derived, it's also CUI. Let's look at how this plays out in production. You receive a specification marked CUI and give it to your design team to create a drawing. The drawing becomes CUI. When your engineering team takes a controlled drawing and post-processes it into machine code, like a CNC program, that code is officially CUI. When that part is machined and your quality team measures it, the resulting CMM reports, inspection records, and certifications of conformance also inherit CUI protection requirements. If CUI is flowing from your blueprint all the way through your inspection reports, we need to talk about CMMC assessment scoping. The CMMC Level 2 Scoping Guide defines exactly which assets within your environment will be evaluated. Engineering systems that store, access, or generate CUI are in scope. But so are boundary systems, any network or system that connects to or exchanges data with your in-scope CUI systems. Those could be machines on your shop floor or cloud-based software. If you're storing, processing, or transmitting CUI with a cloud service, the cloud service must be FedRAMP moderate or equivalent. That means CUI can't be in standard commercial email, file storage, and backup cloud services. It can't be in a standard commercial ERP system unless it's FedRAMP or has its data protected using an alternative process. Basically, 4 categories of assets qualify for a CMMC Level 2 assessment. First are your CUI assets. These are the systems that actively process, store, or transmit CUI. Second are security protection assets, which provide security functions or capabilities to your environment, like a firewall or an external IT service provider. Third are contractor risk managed assets, CRMA, which are capable of handling CUI but aren't intended to because of the security policies and practices you have in place. Think of these as the computers on your network that don't process CUI. And finally, specialized assets, which include facility management systems connected to your network, like heating and air conditioning, HVAC management systems, door locking systems, alarm systems, and video surveillance. Specialized assets also include test equipment and the operational technology that drives your shop floor. You might be wondering if you have to assess every single computer and machine in your entire company. The answer, fortunately, is no. There may be ways to narrow a CMMC assessment scope by using physical or logical separation. Physical separation occurs when assets have no wired or wireless connection to CUI systems, while logical separation uses software or network tools like firewalls and VLANs to prevent data transfer. By effectively isolating the assets that process, transmit, or store CUI from those that don't, you can create out-of-scope assets that don't need to be assessed. There may also be ways to segregate CUI into smaller groups of systems known as enclaves to narrow your CMMC assessment scope. If you can utilize a virtual desktop infrastructure or VDI environment, you can even remove your endpoint computers and tablets from your CMMC scope. However, this can be tricky or impossible in manufacturing depending on your workflow and systems. If you get your CMMC scoping wrong or have to change it later, you're going to start the CMMC assessment process all over again. I want to be very clear. Although narrowing your scope may be possible, in manufacturing, your shop floor machines, engineering systems, and quality processes are often heavily interconnected. Machines and controllers are in scope when they receive programs loaded from engineering data or when inspection data goes back to the customer. Physical areas and removable media are also in scope when CUI documents are printed, stored, used, destroyed, or transferred there. Because physical documents and media are in scope, the government has standard forms and labels issued by NARA, N-A-R-A, and GSA for physical protection. The SF-901, this is the CUI cover sheet. It must be placed on top of every printed traveler, job pack, drawing containing CUI. The SF-902, this is the CUI media label. It must be affixed to external hard drives and storage binders. The SF-903, this is the small CUI USB label. It must be permanently affixed to every USB drive carrying CNC programs or other CUI. If an unlabeled USB drive is found carrying CUI on your shop floor, that's a CMMC violation. One of the biggest questions we get is from purchasing. Am I flowing down CUI to my subcontractors? It comes down to understanding the difference between COTS, commercial off-the-shelf, and CUI, controlled unclassified information. If a part is an exact public mil-spec, NAS, MS, or AN standard, with absolutely no changes and no program ties, it's COTS and not CUI, and you can send it normally. But if that standard part has been modified, for example, tighter tolerances, custom plating, or even extra inspection requirements, it's no longer COTS. If your data reveals function or performance, treat it as CUI. Before you send CUI to a vendor, first you must make sure that they're CMMC Level 2 certified. You must mark the PO as CUI, limit the data you share, use secure transmission, and officially flow down the safeguarding requirements in your contract. Let's close with a few common mistakes that cause manufacturers to fail assessments. First, assuming that if a document isn't marked, it isn't CUI. If you aren't sure, treat it as CUI. Second, allowing employees to use personal phones to take photos or send texts about controlled parts or dimensions. And finally, using standard commercial cloud services like basic email or file sharing or backup or an ERP cloud service to store CMMC Level 2 CUI. Compliance starts with knowing exactly where your data goes, inventorying every system, labeling your media, and training your team. At Semel Consulting, we want to help you do CMMC your way. If you have enough time and want to do CMMC yourself, we have a self-paced training system that you can share across your team. It includes management and technical guidance and templates to make documentation easier. If you want to make sure your CMMC scope is accurate, we have a quick start where we come to you, learn how your workflows happen, walk through your facility, and validate your CMMC assessment scope. We also have longer-term consulting services to guide you towards passing your CMMC Level 2 assessment. Contact Rose Ketchum to let us know how we can help you. I'm Mike Semel. Thanks for watching.